Hey there, grade 8s. Welcome to lesson 3 of chapter 5. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about solving percent problems. So there's going to be kind of a new method that I'm going to teach you guys. And this is one that you're probably going to use very, very often. And it's super helpful. And I'm going to try to explain best how we can use it. Okay? So if we have an example, like a question that says something like this. We need to find 70% of a number is 63. Okay, so what it's actually asking is, what is the number? Okay, 70% of a number is 63. What is the number? Okay, so that means if I go 63 divided by whatever, my answer is going to be 70. Okay, so I'm going to try to make a connection. So these are going to be what we might call equivalent fractions. So what I'm looking for, and there's several ways to kind of do this, and I'm going to show you this way first, because this is probably the way that most of you are going to use it, and then I'm going to show you a secondary way. Okay, so the first way that we might see it is we're going to connect these things. Okay, so I'm saying that 63 is equal, so 63 is 70. Okay, but what I'm looking for is, what's 100%? So what am I doing? I'm actually lining it up. So my percents are horizontal with each other. Okay, and then my other number, whatever it might be, bananas, it might be dollars, it might be, like lions in the safari. Okay, doesn't matter what they are. Okay, they are going to be horizontal with each other as well. Okay, then I'm going to use what is called cross multiply and divide. Cross multiply and divide. So it doesn't necessarily matter where you start. However, one rule is what you're going to do is you're going to go cross, okay, diagonally across, multiply that number, and then divide. Okay, so cross multiply and divide. So I have to start with a number that does not have a pair on both sides. So when I look at the 70, it has a pair here and it has a pair there. So in the corner, it has two pairs. So I cannot start with 70. That's my only rule. I can't start with 70. I can start with any other number and I can actually do this process. Okay? So I'm going to do, say if I start with 100, I'm going to go cross multiply. So I go diagonally across, and it's always going to be diagonal. I'm never going to go directly. It's always going to be cross multiply. Okay, like cross multiply. So I'm going to go 100 times 63, which gives me 6300. Yeah. Oops. I think I need, 63. Okay, now I'm left with my divide. So cross multiply, crisscross multiply, and then divide. So now I'm going to go 6,300 divided by 70. Okay, which is going to give me, so if I divide it, I'm going to be left with 90. Okay, so that means that my number was 90. I can check it. I can go 63 divided by 90, put that in my calculator. It's going to give me 0.7, which as a percent is 70%. Okay, so this is method 1. Okay, method 2 is going to go like this. I'm going to find what a smaller percentage is. Okay, so 63 divided by 70. If I actually take those and divide those, okay, so basically what I'm saying is, if this is basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find what is it over 1. Well, it's going to be 0.9 over 1, okay, or it's just 0.9. This is what 1% is. If this is 70%, this is 1%, okay? Then I need to try to find out what it is if I get to 100%, okay? So I have to multiply it by 100, okay? So if I multiply it by 100, I end up getting my 90. Okay, so I'm kind of doing the same thing, but just in a different method. Okay, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find, so I can use this for things that are not necessarily 100. So I'll do another example, and then we'll come back to it. And feel free to pause the video if you want. Okay, so let's go with this one. So we're saying 175% of a number is 105. Okay? 175% of a number is 105. What is that number? Okay, I'm looking for what is the 100%. So I'm going to break it down again. So I have 105 over 175. Okay, so I have my percent here, so my percent also has to be at the bottom. So I'm looking for what 100% is. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, cross multiply and divide. So 100 times 105 divided by 175, and I end up getting 60. So if I went 60 divided, or sorry, if I go 105 divided by 60, I'm going to get 1.75 as my answer. Okay, let's try this one. And feel free to pause these videos whenever you need. Okay. So the length is of 30 centimeters increased by 40%. What is the new length? Okay. So if it increases by a certain amount, so 30 centimeters increased by 40%. Okay? This is the type of question where people are just going to number hunt, and they're going to have so much trouble because they might look at it and say, oh yeah, I need to find 40% of 30, and then that's going to be my answer. But if it increases, I still have my initial 30. So I can actually say, what is 140% of my answer? So what am I looking for? This time I'm saying, okay, 30 is my 100%. I am looking for 140%. Okay, so I can start with either one of these ones that are by themselves. So crisscross multiply, 140 times 30. 140 times 30 gives me 4,200. So if I go 30 times 140, I get 4,200. And then I need to divide 4,200 divided by 100. So that's basically going to cancel out the zeros. And I'm going to be left with 42. Okay? So my answer becomes 42. If I want to look at it another way, I can say, okay, what if I want to calculate what 40% of 30 is? So I would figure out that 40% is 0.4 times 30 is going to give me 12. I have to add the 12 plus to the 30 to end up getting my 42. Okay, so depending on which method you're actually using, that tells you exactly what's going on. Okay, here's another one. But this one we're going the other way. So we have a mass, okay, of 50 grams, decreases, so now it's going down, by 17%. What is the new mass going to be? Okay, so let's think about what's happening. We had 50 grams, that was 100%. It's decreasing by 17%. So what I can actually do is I can figure out what 17% is, and then I need to subtract them. Or I can subtract 17% from 100. Because my new percentage is going to be 17% less. So I'm going to figure out what 83% is. Okay, I'll do it both ways. So if I have 50 over 100 and 17 over something. Okay, so let's do this top one first. So I go 83 times 50 divided by, gives me 4,150 divided by 100 gives me 41.5. Okay, so that becomes my new mass. Or I can say 17 times 50 gives me 850 divided by 100 gives me 8.5. Now I have to say 50 minus 8.5 equals 41.5 becomes my new mass. Okay, so these are kind of important steps to understand, like I said, what the question is asking. Okay, that's when we talk about word problems, your first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is the question looking for? Well, it's looking for the new mass. Well, what's actually happening to it mass? It's decreasing. So what percentage am I looking for? I'm actually looking for that 83% in this example. All right, I'm going to stop there for today. If you have any questions, make sure you bring them to the Hangout chat. We're going to be practicing this over and over and over again. You're going to be using this cross, multiply, and divide a lot as we kind of move forward in this chapter. So let's make sure that we're practicing regularly. All right, good luck.